Okay, can you hear me now? No, you're probably not the only one. I just want to I'm working on the sound. Can y'all hear me now? Okay, great. I had to fix some things. We're good now. Okay, so I am streaming today from three different platforms. So my Whip It Like Butter family, on Facebook, on YouTube, and Black People's Pound Cakes. So I'm going to try to keep up with the comments as best as I can because it's a little bit different. But I want to make sure that we all came together today. Because I'm like, gosh, I don't want to, neglect my Whip It Like Butter people. They've been on me now, for all these years. And so I want to go live with Whip It Like Butter too. Because some people follow me over there, but don't follow me in Black People's Pound Cakes. So while y'all are still coming in, let me pull up. I'm working on pulling up the comments so I can try to keep up with them the best I can. Because what I'm doing is I'm streaming from StreamYard, so it's all three platforms. But in StreamYard, I can see your comments, but I can't see who's making the comment. How y'all doing tonight? And y'all forgive me, and my energy is different today because it's been a day. It's been a day at work, and I didn't think it was gonna be one of those type of days when I decided that I want to go live today, but it's all good. We're gonna roll with this key lime pound cake. Y'all perfect for Easter. Easter is right around the corner. If you don't realize it yet, it is in March this year again. Are you gonna bake with me? Okay. I didn't measure anything out, but oh, you know what? Hold on. All right. I got everything I needed. My butter was getting too soft. Hey, from Maryland, my butter was getting too soft, so I put it back in the refrigerator. Because I don't like it like mushy soft, and I do that every time. Then I leave it in there, and I'm like, oh shoot, let me take it out. Where's everybody from tonight? I'm originally from Arlington, but I live in Fort Worth, Texas. Okay. Okay, I see you over here, YouTube. I hope you're able to hear me now as well. If not, let me know. Okay, Houston, Florida, Philly, Vegas. Okay, so I think I'm gonna toggle in between just to try and make sure that I'm not missing any comments as much as I can. Whatever I missed, I will try to go back at the end and see what I missed to make sure I answer everyone's question. Hey, from Mississippi. Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I have family about an hour out from there. Very familiar. Hey, Texas, Virginia. Okay, we got North Carolina. Okay, that's perfect. And y'all can see me okay? Let me know if you can see me okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move the mixer. Okay, from McKinney. Move this mixer over. Georgia, Alabama, San Antonio, Cali. Okay. You can see me okay, Heather? All right, great. So I think you can just see the top of me. So if I bring it down a little bit, you can see as I'm measuring the ingredients. Audio and visual is great. Perfect. I appreciate y'all helping me out. Okay, so I'm gonna start by measuring out my sugar. I Okay, I adjusted the camera. Y'all good? And usually I tilt it. Let's do this. I still won't be able to see y'all. Okay, we're gonna tilt it a little bit. Is that better? Hey, friend. I think y'all good now with the camera. I got a little lag. I have my laptop set up. I got a little lag to see if we situated right. Perfect. Okay. We're gonna roll with it. All right, so I'm gonna start off by measuring out my sugar. If y'all been with me before on live, y'all know I use a half a cup measure just because my little container right here is narrow. So we're using 3 cups of sugar for this recipe. Now I usually use 2 cups of sugar for my recipes, but sometimes I do use 3. So we're gonna use 3 today and 3 cups of flour. So that's 1, 2, and then we have one more 3. I just scoop and shake. If you're new to baking, scoop and get a knife and levoir, please. So I try to make this as beginner friendly as possible because there's a lot of people in the group that are beginners, but it's a lot of y'all that aren't beginners. So I don't want to make it just, whatever for people who aren't beginners. But I try to give tips as well because there's a lot of people that, even so, like I'm still learning all the time. So, and I'm always interested in like different ways and the way people do things. Okay, so we're gonna measure out our flour. I, I already started asking me about that dump pound cake. You know what? Hold on. Don't stop making this noise. When I post it, I always tell y'all good morning every morning. Black People's Pound Cakes. My Whip Light Butter. If you're not a part of Black People's Pound Cakes, anybody can join. You can join me over here. I told y'all good morning, and I was gonna make this cake. Well, reminding y'all about this cake. Somebody asked me, okay, I'm done with the noise. If I was gonna do the dump method, y'all, I'm old school. I don't know if I can do that. Like, just dump everything in there. Like, if I was making a dump cake, but for a pound cake, I gotta stay close to my tradition right now. I'm not gonna say never ever. I'll make sure it's half a cup. I've started scooping before and it was 1/4 a cup. I'm not gonna say never ever, but not today. And I've been seeing a lot of people posting in the group and they've been successful, but it's just not for me. So same thing with the flour, we're using half a cup. I use pre-sifted flour by Gold Medal. I haven't sifted in a while. So I just scoop, dump, maybe fluff it up a little bit, and that's it. You gonna try it? Everybody's been trying it. I don't know. I don't know about that. But I'll see y'all's posting in the group. Some people have been successful, some people not. I'll tell you one thing. If you're not successful with it, I can help you. I can help you with the old school method, but I can't help you with that. Okay, we got 2 more. So like I was saying, 3 cups of flour. And I don't sift. I do have a sifter. Somebody posted in the group one of those old school sifters. I love that kind. I bought the crank and I was cranking all day. I ain't have time for that. So I don't know what I did. Well, I think I gave it away or something, but I don't use that. Use Gold Medal. Yeah, I like the pre-sifted. I haven't had any problems with it. But if you want to sift away. Some people even sift cake flour, which is not necessary, but everybody has their preference. Let me preheat this oven because I didn't do that. And give that some time. I preheated it to 325 degrees. And I really like to make sure that I preheat early because It's gonna go off like, I don't know, let's say in 10 minutes and tell me it's preheated and it's not. That's why I use the oven thermometer because it's not accurate. Like it'll go off and it's at 300 degrees. Hey from Stockbridge, Georgia. Hey fam. It's just preference. Like, okay, so sometimes I just do intuitively. If you're gonna do 3 cups of sugar, I think you should do uh I just say intuitively. Sometimes I just switch it up. I really don't think it matters if you do 3 cups of sugar or 2 cups of sugar. I think it's to your palate. Like especially if I'm making a cream cheese pound cake, the cream cheese doesn't have any flavor, right? So it can take over the flavor of whatever you're using. So I think, 3 cups of sugar, but some people use 3 cups of sugar every time they bake a cake. So I measure out my salt. I'm gonna measure this over a bowl just to be. But a lot of people post in the group, and especially beginners, and they go against the grain, and they're still learning. I don't recommend that. I recommend, and see, I just stir this up with my measure. I don't recommend that. If you're new to baking, follow the recipe as you go along, and you try different recipes, and you tweak, and you figure out what you want. And it may be according to your mood that day. Then you can figure out what works for you. I think too, like when you're making baking with like lime juice or something like that, that really gives like a really nice boost of flavor and brings out the flavor of your other ingredients in your cake too. All right, so we have our flour, we have our sugar. I put my baking powder and my salt and my flour, so it's already ready to go. I have my butter here, ready to go. Um, I've already cracked my eggs. And you can crack your eggs and sit them out like that just to make sure they come to room temperature faster. If you're up against the wall with time, I take my ingredients out like 4 hours ahead of time just to make sure I have plenty enough time. But in case you don't. So I'm insisting we're gonna do the lime juice. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix my lime juice. Hey, hey, Carolyn. I'm gonna mix my lime juice and my sour cream together. And so I think I told you about the sour cream, but I have it sitting here. I took it out in the container, but it wasn't getting room temperature fast enough. So I went ahead and put it over there. All right. So let's talk about this lime juice, y'all. So when I bake, I do what makes sense, and I do what's time efficient. So for this cake, this is a key lime pound cake. There is key lime juice. There are such thing as key limes. I went to 2 stores this time when I was getting ingredients. I did not find key limes or key lime juice. It is okay to use lime juice. Use what you can find. It's good. It's gonna be okay. If you just really want to, you may want to go to a specialty store like Whole Foods or something like that. But do what works for you, honey. But it's all about having fun. If you cannot find, always you can substitute. And you know what? Let me shake this up. Let me do that. I think I did one. I want to make sure. Hey, Mary. Hey, from Birmingham. All right. I'm gonna pour that right into this mixing this measuring cup. Let me put that to the side. Let me rinse my hands. I don't like that stickiness. What are y'all gonna bake for Easter? You don't have to say key lime pound cake because I'm making key lime pound cake. But are y'all baking for Easter? You hear that oven? It's already going off. It is not preheated yet. You gonna make your key lime pound cake? Okay. All right. I think I got as much as I can get out of there. I do. I mix the juice and sour cream. Making a coconut layer. Okay. You're not sure yet? Butternut layered cake. That's different. Key lime. Okay. I'm looking to make sure I got everything. I've been wanting to make a hummingbird too. There's so many that I want to make. I made a lemon blueberry with a blueberry compote. Ooh, that cake was so good. Sweet potato pound cake. That sounds good. I want to try that with that bourbon caramel glaze. Because I made mine with the powdered sugar glaze, but that bourbon caramel looks so good. Mile High peach cobbler. You can't mess with peach cobbler for sure. Carrot cake or Italian cream. I need to make carrot cake too. Okay. So did I get everything, y'all? So I have salt. Salt. I have flour. I need to go take a nap. I have flour. I use half a cup of key lime juice, half a cup of sour cream, both at room temperature. Some people put their lime juice in the refrigerator. Make sure it's at room temperature. Um, so I have my flour, 3 cups of flour with half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, I'm gonna bring it over in just a second when we get started. Have my 3 cups of sugar. I have my eggs here. I have my sour cream and key lime mixture. And my butter. Okay. Am I missing anything? And I always double check my recipe. Because look, I'll be on here running my mouth with y'all and forget something. Hey, Jacqueline. So sweet. You measure ingredients the same. I like to pre-prep my ingredients, and I think that's important because some people, they like to mix along the way. I think that's too stressful. I don't like the dishes, but I just use the dishwasher. I think it's too stressful. I'm using my stand mixer. You can use a hand mixer, of course, but then I'm just ready to go, and I don't have to worry about it. So even when I'm baking, like when I'm not baking live or anything like that, I do this the same way. Okay, so I'm gonna check on YouTube, and then we're gonna get ready to go. Okay, you absolutely should make a key lime. We're not using are you asking about vanilla? Yes, it does prevent you from missing anything too, because it's really easy to. We're not using vanilla in this recipe because we have the lime juice. But that's enough flavor. All right. And actually, let me move some stuff out of the way. Yeah, the butter in the pan without the vanilla. Look, make a glaze or poke some holes in that thing and let that glaze run down in that cake, or just put some ice cream with it so it's still sweet. Do what you gotta do. Don't throw that thing away though. Okay, so y'all good? Y'all can see inside the mix all right. Because we getting ready to get started. Hey Stephanie, it's really easy to forget something like or move too fast. That's why I try not to bake. Um I try not to bake when I don't have enough time or I'm not in that headspace because that rushing can really mess up your cake. You got the powder with the scraper? Let me tell you about that, Heather. So I can't remember the name of the gentleman when we were on here last time, and he told me to get that attachment. I did. I'm using sweet cream butter. I think this Kroger Land Lakes. So I got the powder attachment. I put it in here. You can probably go see it in my blueberry pound cake. And that thing was just shaking up my mixer. I don't know. And I tried to adjust it because if you don't know, on the mixer it has an adjustment right here for you to move the head up and down. And it just would not adjust. So I'm currently not using it. I'm not because it just wasn't working out. Perfect angle. Okay, great. I've never used Irish butter. You know what? I've used that's Kerrygold, right? Um, I've used it for vegetables and it's an acquired taste. I don't know, right, Heather? And I think my mixer still ain't the same. I have one with the small bowl, so I think that's part of what the issue is. So I let my butter go for a few seconds by itself. Don't ask me. I just think the cake comes out better. And I slowly add in my sugar. But I'm like, dang, I want to use that attachment. It has the one I bought, it has the rubber on both sides. And so maybe I can get the one with just rubber on one side. Cause I don't know. I was sad too because the way that thing scraped down the sides of the bowl so easily. Let me get it while this is creaming together. This is gonna take a few minutes. So it's hard to tell in comparison to the one in the bowl, but it's kind of big. Maybe that's what it is, but I don't know. This was really scraping up against the bottom and it just wouldn't work. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. It was, yeah, that's what it was doing for mine. Okay, so this is at the lowest speed, so it's at a one. I'm just taking my time. It's butter and sugar, so you can crank it up. I usually don't go any higher than a two unless I'm making icings. So maybe that's what it is, Taylor. I appreciate you telling me that, so I can try to get a different size. Oh, you didn't know what that was? Yeah, this it scrapes the size of the bowl. I have one in my Amazon store because I do like it and it does a great job. Like I didn't have to scrape the size of the bowl at all, but it just wasn't working. Yours is smaller. That's probably what the problem is. Let me turn this air down real quick. It's getting hot in here. Okay, and so I don't have a time um that I cream my butter and sugar together. I can't get low enough for you to see me. But it's not a time for me. In my recipes, I put like 2 to 5 minutes or something like that. But it's not a time for me. It's a look. I don't do 5 to 10 minutes like a lot of people do. I just do until it's light and fluffy, like I like it. So I have it so you can kind of see how the butter is transforming in the bowl. And I'll show you when it's yeah, I might send it back. Especially since y'all are telling me it's a smaller one. So I'm just gonna stop it. So kind of like when it starts collecting like that and gets that nice, look how it just stands up on that spoon. That's about how I like my butter and sugar to be before I add the next ingredient. And since I don't have my attachment, my paddle attachment we were just talking about, I gotta scrape down the sides of the bowl. Okay, I'm gonna let that go for a few seconds longer. Of course, it's gonna go back to sticking to the sides of the bowl, and then I'm gonna start adding the eggs. And I'm gonna turn down the mixer for that. For one, I don't have my mixer up high when I'm not creaming the butter and the sugar. And for two, it can create a bigger mess, and I don't care to get a shield for my mixer. Okay, so one egg at a time. You know what? I saw something where somebody whisked the eggs together and added them in the bowl at the same time. What y'all think about that? Okay, I'll look and see a different size. You add lime extract, lime zest to your pound cake. Okay, that sounds good. Look, I'm running my mouth, and then you add the next egg. Um, and the recipe, I added lime zest on top of the cake. I just didn't buy any limes this time, but you can also do that as well. But keep in mind that when you freshly zest the limes, the color is going to be different um, later. It's going to get a little bit darker. I know, right? I don't know about whisked eggs, but it's 100 ways to do anything, and people are definitely trying a whole lot of different things these days. It could add, you know what? I've always said, because I'm a home baker, so self-taught from family members, things like that, but getting more into the science of baking. Maybe if I can retire, I have more time for that. But I do want to do right now, do some more reading and stuff like that, and really study up on that so we can talk about, hey, this is added because this does this because what. Of course, there are articles, but like really getting it in my brain so I can share that with everyone. Because like but I don't know. I don't know if that'll be valuable to people because like now we have this dump method and it works for people and people feel like it saves time. So they do what works for them. Do a quick scrape. I don't know what I think about the dump method. I'm a very traditional person, old school. So I'm not really interested in trying it, but I see that it's working for people. So if it works for you, hey, like baking is a science. So some people complain about their cakes not coming out right, and it's probably possibly why. I don't know because it's hard to tell why a person's cake didn't come out right if you're not face to face with them or watching the process because it could be that, for example, their butter's not room temperature. Like when you press the butter, it should indent if it's at room temperature. Somebody may get impatient and use cold butter. I mean, it's 100 reasons why a cake cannot come out right. You learn the difference between a pound and a bundt cake. Yeah, there is a difference. A pound cake is a pound of each ingredient, which we've gotten away from a lot of times over the years. And it didn't include extracts. It didn't include leavening ingredients. And so a bundt cake is just a cake that's cooked in a bundt pan. But um, in my culture, culturally, we call it a pound cake, period. And of course, it could be made in a loaf pan, but typically in a bundt pan. Less memories with the dumb method. Hey, if it works, it works. You can't. You're gonna stick with the traditional process, Heather. What everybody? What about everyone else? Look, I'm tired. I'm getting country in here. What about everyone else? What do you all think? Are you traditional or dump method? Here's the pound cake episode. Okay. Yeah, the science of baking is very important. And so you can add your flour. I'm stopping the mixer because I'm talking and I don't want to overmix. Um, you can add your flour and alternate with your liquid in threes, fours, however you want, as long as you start with your flour and end with your flour. And so the way I add my wet ingredients is I add it once it's not soupy looking, then I'm ready to add my flour. The way I was adding my flour is once it's incorporated, and it's not, I guess you can say if it's not soupy looking, then I go ahead and add the next ingredient. You gonna try the dump? Well, let us know in the group how it came out. Tammy's traditional. Done both? Okay. Maybe I can be convinced. I don't know. But today, we're gonna stick with old school. I think too, y'all, like, here's the thing. You have to evolve over the years and stuff like that. But it's very important to me to preserve tradition. So one may say too that, traditionally people didn't make pound cakes that way, and everybody has an opinion. But right now, traditionally, pound cakes, let's stop. Pound cakes are made by creaming the butter and the sugar first, adding the eggs, adding the extracts that way. But things change, just like pound cakes were once made with the pound and everything, with no extracts, no leavening ingredients. Things definitely do change. But today I'm gonna stick with traditional. Seeing disasters with the step-by-step method. Okay. For most people, it's probably just easier. So people who do the dump method or who like the dump method, are you all using a two-step method to where you prepare all the wet ingredients first and then dump in the dry ingredients, or are you just dumping everything in the bowl and one time, one and done? Okay, and it was the same. Hmm. Well, I wonder what's changed, if anything. Or then that makes me think about how we got to this point. But, you know, oh, and people have used the dump method. Does your cake still have enough lift? And do you use baking powder? Because part of the cream, the butter, sugar, and how you add in the eggs is part of what creates the lift for the cake. Okay, so I just give that a quick stir, getting the edges of the bowl mixed into the cake batter. I'm gonna move some of this stuff so I can get my lazy Susan in my pan so we can go ahead and lay this batter in here. Dry then wet. Okay. All right. 100 ways to do anything, right? That's possible that it was easy to mix traditionally, because it didn't have the mixers. That's very possible. Because a lot of people back in the day mixed by hand. You old school, but you try different at times. Yeah, I'm not ready today. It's possible I may try it just for the sake of trying it. Yeah, it's possible they put every. You think it's possible they put everything in a bowl and mix? That's possible too. I guess we need to let me spray this pan. And I'm gonna get this is a little foamy. I'm gonna get a brush and brush it. Guess we need to ask some people. Just a second. You're right. There's nothing wrong with trying something new. That's right. You gotta spray the hell out that pan. That's my motto. Where's my brush? Here it is. I'm gonna ask my grandmother, my little 92-year-old grandmother, see if she remembers. Sometimes she remembers really good. That woman don't miss a beat. But sometimes she has like, oh, I ain't cooked the cake, baked the cake in so long. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember. I'm gonna ask her if she's ever done a dump cake and if how her mother and grandmother um made their cakes. You made your first cake at 12 by hand. That's awesome. You know what? I don't think I've ever made a cake by hand. Ever. I don't use cake goo. I use Baker's Joy. I've actually never used cake goo. Let me check on y'all in the comments real quick. That's right, Miss Cat. Spray the hell out that pan. Okay. I'm gonna let y'all know what she says. Cause oh, I don't know why this feels so heavy tonight. She said no dump. Okay. She said she doesn't like the dump method, or she said that they've never did the dump method like herself or her mother or grandmother. I don't flour the pan because Baker's Joy has flour and oil built right into the bottle. The look was the same. Yeah, you gotta spray that thing, Danielle. Okay, let me pay attention because I'm trying to look at the comments. Yeah, they made cakes by hand, but what was their process? Like how do we get to the point today to where starting with the sugar and the butter and all of that, all the things. You look at you crazy. The old school people like, look, this is the way it is. This is the way it's gonna be, and all that other stuff. I ain't trying to hear that. What's funny is my grandmother, um, she very old school, but she had a KitchenAid, and I was really surprised because she baked a lot, but like not just a terrible amount, but I guess she just really got into it with baking, especially around the holidays, and it made it easier. But people don't think about a mixer is it just sits there and you just put ingredients in there and you don't have to be standing and holding and spinning around in the bowl with that hand mixer. But nothing's wrong with either one. A lot of people, speaking of that, a lot of people come in the group and say, oh, do I need a stand mixer to bake a cake? You don't even need a hand mixer. You can use your hand. You're going to be working hard, but you don't need all this fancy equipment to bake a cake. Use what you have. That's the thing too. A lot of people may get it discouraged in the group because they don't have certain fancy equipment. No fancy equipment needed. Made her cake by hand. You know what? I thought about that old school crank mixer. I like Baker's. A lot of people. Let me put this number. A lot of people complaining about it lately, but I've never had a problem with bacon joy. Cream the sugar and butter with the eggs. Add it. All right, so where are we at? Let me check the comments really quick. It's your first time seeing me live. Thank you, love. I appreciate you coming. I can't tell where you're coming from. If you're, I think you're coming from my Whip It Like Butter page. I appreciate y'all. I'm glad I was able to bring all the channels together tonight. Nope, no vanilla extract. I bake kind of in the center of the oven. No, I don't shake or beat my pan. I just make sure I lay it in a nice fashion and then smooth the top. I don't put my cake on a baking sheet. Oh, that's how your great grandmother make her cake. Have our wet ingredients in a bowl and dry ingredients in another, then pour together. Okay. My baker's joy can doesn't ever clog. I don't use. You can wipe the here. I mean, once you're done, but I typically don't, and I typically don't have problems. Speaking of water bath, let me put a little bit of a pan of water in there. I don't use a water bath though, but let me tell you, just a second. Okay, so the only reason why I put a little bit of water in that in the oven is because for some reason my oven dries cakes out for some reason. When I lived at another place, I never had that problem, but I had that problem over here. All right, so let me get everything for our icing. All right, so we're gonna use powdered sugar and we're going to use lime juice and we're going to use butter. You can leave the butter out if you want to, but it's a nice flavor. I am gonna post a video. Warm water help unclog. That's helpful because a lot of people in the group have been complaining about that. Rebecca's joy. So a lot of people ask about powdered sugar glazes in the group. Powdered sugar glazes are really simple to make. You really don't even need a recipe. You can really make them based off of intuition. Okay, so we're going to use 2 cups of powdered sugar. I'm going to roughly measure. It's a little lumpy. Let me break that up a little bit. Well, that's 1 because it's a half a cup measure. Everybody using water baths. Look, okay. So it does add moisture to the cake, but sometimes don't put too much water in there. I can't tell you how much, so don't ask me what I'm putting in that pan. I just put a taste. If you know what a taste is, then you know what a taste is. But I just put a taste because I've had issues where the cake is stuck when I use that. Too much water. You like glaze over frosting? It depends on what I'm making. Like if I'm making a yellow pound cake, I like frosting. We've been on here since 7, so about 45 minutes. I mean for my butter to get this off. But we're gonna use about 2 tablespoons and it has a little measuring points on the side of the butter. You know. Very helpful. All right, and then I'm going to just go with the flow with adding the lime juice. Let me grab a spoon. I'm making a key lime pound cake. Hey, hey, Tanya. I'm gonna fluff this a little bit. It seems like a little. It's gonna break up anyway, but I'm gonna fluff it a little bit. It seems like a little clumpier than usual. And you can use a mixer. I'm not getting the mixer back out right now, but we'll see how this butter is gonna incorporate in here, and if I'm gonna prove myself wrong. If I do, I'm gonna use my hand mixer. So you just add a little bit at a time and mix. And it's the same thing with everything else. It's the look. And I'm already seeing I'm probably gonna get the hand mixer out because it's butter. It's clumping. That's why I'm trying to be lazy. It's okay if you missed the beginning. I'll post the replay. You melt your butter. You know what? Maybe I'll try that next time. I thought that, okay, so when you melt your butter and you use lemon or lime juice, does it cause any issues with separating? Because you know that acid causes a little separating a little bit. Some people do powdered sugar and milk. This is a key lime cake, so we're not using milk this time. Some people use heavy cream. I like both for different reasons. We come together. It comes out fine. Okay. Use a little bit more to get that pourability. That butter mixed in there well, but that powdered sugar is still a little lumpy. Thank you, Mary. I'm trying not to get that mixer out. I may get my whisk. You can definitely easily do this by hand. Let me get my whisk real quick. I have to look at the recipe, see how much lime juice. I think 3 to 4 tablespoons, but I'm just playing. I'm just eyeballing it for the live. But I posted the recipe in the description. It's also in the group too, in the event section. Tablespoon as you mix. Okay. That's how I test if it's how I want it, how it drips. I don't want to thin it out too much, but my original recipe is a little bit thinner than this. But I don't want to go crazy. All right, that's good. Oh. You just find something that you want to, you may want to pour it from your bowl. I'm just pouring it in a smaller bowl so I can pour it on top of the cake. I think that's enough. Get the cake. All right, well, I'm just like on Food Network. So y'all, some of the cake is missing. I made this cake Tuesday, and some of it's missing. I tried, y'all. I tried to wait. All right, so I'm gonna pour this icing on here like so. And I love this Lazy Susan. You see how I just twirl while I'm pouring this glaze on here? And you can put as much or as little as you like. You can decide if you want it to cover your cake or if you just want to drizzle over your cake and complement it. I don't like all that I don't like all that. Some people fill up the middle of their cake with icing. That's not my preference. To me, it makes the cake soggy, but some people like that. And you can place cause y'all see it's dripping on the side. It's all right. Um, you can place your cake on a cookie sheet. Let me show y'all something. So I have one of these to move my cake. Just put it under your cake and move it. You can put it on a cake board. You can put it on a cooling rack. So it just drips down there. You can put it on a plate. And so you don't have to worry about all of this later. You want your icing to set. Like I said, you can zest the top of it with some key lime zest. What else do I need to tell y'all? That's it. Add whatever you want. Okay, so nobody asked me. I'm surprised. But I didn't add food coloring to this cake. I don't really like to add food coloring to cake for whatever reason. Like with red velvet, yeah, because the red velvet is not a red velvet unless it's red, right? But I don't like with the food coloring. Okay, so let's cut it. Yeah, I did. I was rushing with this cake and overcooked it a little bit. You know, everybody have off days. We're not gonna throw that cake out. I don't. Ooh, let me stop be pointing. Because then everybody may not have a steady hand. So yeah, that spatula thing. You so funny. I don't sell cakes. Maybe when I retire, I have time to sell cakes, but I don't sell cakes. But I sell merch like this apron right here, and we're gonna talk about some more merch too. We have our cake slice right here. And sometimes what I do is I add a little bit, you have extra icing, don't get rid of it. Put it in your container, save it. I know I don't need to be eating lime juice, anything with limes, because it just don't agree with me. But I'm gonna taste this cake. I love my YouTube family. I know I like to start at the bottom because that's the best part, that crunch. And y'all been in the group talking about these gluten streaks and the cake didn't come out right. I'm gonna throw the cake away. Why? Y'all, the gluten part of the cake is good. Now I'm not saying, your cake should be dang near raw or have, reasonable amount. But ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of gluten streak. Me and Danielle was talking about that recently. The cake spatula, you can find it in my Amazon store. Actually, let me post a link to the store. And then also I'm going to post a link to, excuse me, y'all. I'm going to post a link to Black People's Pound Cakes, our merch. And y'all remind me, don't forget to talk to y'all about Loran. Don't forget, talk to y'all about Loran. because I'm trying to keep up with that. But y'all, I keep mentioning it every day because it's just busy. I want to talk about some updated group rules. And then, of course, that other cake that's in the oven, it's got to finish. So I'm not going to keep y'all on for that. Let's see. That's where I need to post. And StreamYard. Thank you. No, don't throw away the food. Now, if it's just raw, but yeah, do not go crazy over that little bitty street. It's going to be all right. So I have a lot of different resources in my Amazon shop. So I haven't got them yet, but I put some cake, bump pan earrings in there. I have bump pans, my favorite bump pans, and more. I have cake tools in there. So you go check me out my Amazon store. So you can purchase anything with using my Amazon link, and I get credit. So you can purchase something out of the store, um, or you can I don't know, if you want to buy some soap, you need some soap in your kitchen. You can purchase that as well. As long as it's purchased, you click the link, then search, and then find your soap, and then do that. Okay, so this is for Black People's Pound Cakes. That's the link if you want to purchase any merch, and I'm gonna show y'all some other merch. And I haven't announced it yet because I'm still working out some kinks with how the pricing is showing up, but it's already posted. But Whip It Like Butter has merch too. I just wanted to get the kinks out before I officially announced it, but I do. So if you decide to purchase something from Whip It Like Butter, then make sure you click through to the price because the price may not be correct. But I will do official announcement once I get all of that together. Give me a second. It's loading. So while it's loading, I'll pull this down so y'all can see this apron from Black People's Pound Cakes. Again, if you're not a part of Black People's Pound Cakes family and you want to join us, please do. Everybody's welcome to the group. Okay, and I'm gonna post a picture of this cake in the group too. And I'm gonna post it live. I have to download it and everything else. I'm giving y'all so many links. But here's another Black People's Pound Cakes apron. I love this one. Somebody bought it I think this is a white one with the white background, but I love this one. See if I can tie it up real quick so y'all can see it. And I posted a Like Big Bump shirt this week. Everybody liked that shirt. That was my favorite one. So I love this apron. Whip It Like Butter will have its own aprons too. Have my Whip It Like Butter shirt. And this comes in different colors too. I've had this shirt for a little while. So if you're on my YouTube family, if you're not, please go join me on YouTube at Whip It Like Butter. All right. And this is my favorite shirt, y'all. I like big bumps. So we have this one. It's in both stores. We have this shirt. We have this in pink with the pink on there and also in red. Oh, you purchased yours? Thank you so much. Okay. So when you ask me questions about ingredients being left out, look, child, I'm sorry, but I'm going to tell you, please follow FDA guidelines. I've never used ingredients that have been left out for 3 days. I use my ingredients the day of, and I take them out 4 hours before I'm getting ready to bake. That's going to be my answer. So I'm not going to tell you if you can use that or not. I'm going to tell you to follow the FDA guidelines. Honey, this is the business. That's the safest answer I can give you. And I'm gonna drop my link tree as well. And so Thank you, Mo. I'm gonna drop my link tree as well. Oop, I hope that shows up right. If it doesn't, y'all let me know and I'll post it again. But my link tree, actually, let me go ahead and post it again because it doesn't look right. No, it doesn't. I apologize. Appreciate y'all bearing with me. So you can find me on TikTok, Pinterest, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Lemonade. Please definitely follow me on YouTube. If y'all have any questions, let me know. I'm gonna talk about Loran before we go, and then we're gonna close out. All right, so Loran, if you don't know, they are a company that creates extracts and emulsions, and I think oils, something else. But anyway, we're predominantly talking about extracts and emulsions because that's what a lot of people use in the group. And a lot of people do use Loran products already. So they have given our group a 15% discount. So it is member exclusive. It's member exclusive to Black People's Pound Cakes. So you have to DM me the word Loran for the code. That's all you have to do, and I'll send it to you. A lot of people already have used the code. Some people have other ways they want to get their extras, and that's fine. I'm actually going to try this one next. No, if you can see. There we go. This is butter vanilla. A lot of people have been asking for a beginner's video. So on YouTube, I create a lot of videos that are, the time is condensed, for the sake of time. And then some people, they've been following me for a while. Baking a pound cake is, there's a base and then you add to it, okay? And so it's pretty much the same process every time. And so some people may not want to watch the whole video in a long version, but there are a lot of people who are beginners and need help and have asked for a longer form video. So that's what I'm going to do next. The banana was a great thank you. I appreciate it. And so you can give me any suggestions on what you may find valuable in the video. So I'm going to show you how I measure all my ingredients. I'm going to measure the flour the traditional way for the beginner's recipe. I think you should always teach people the right way, just like at a job. There's a way you should do it, and there's a way we do it. So I think there should be a way that you do it after you've got more skin in the game if you're a new baker. So I'm gonna show everybody to the best I can on camera what room temperature means as far as the butter, as far as the eggs. I'm gonna do the process in real time, so it's slowed down in the bowl so you can really see how it looks as I'm doing it. I'm gonna do this video, I think I'm gonna do it with a stand mixer. If you wanna tell me, hey, I'd rather you do it with a hand mixer, let me know. But I'm gonna do it step by step by step in real time. So that video is gonna be a little lengthy, but I think it'll be really helpful to a lot of people who are new to baking. You make caramel cream cheese with that one? Oh, that sounds good. I'm gonna keep it real basic because I like cream cheese. And I was thinking if I was just gonna make it like a real basic pound cake, like the real traditional pound cake, just a pound of everything, but still add the extracts. I was thinking about if I was gonna do baking powder, but just keep it simple, the regular process. I think I'm going to use whipping cream, or should I? I don't think whipping cream is too complicated. Do y'all think all you do is just alternate it with your flour? I don't think it's too complicated. It's delicious in cakes. Is it like, is the flavor like, do you taste more of the butter or more of the vanilla, or both? It seems like I picked a good choice because I kind of want to choose something that was just like a basic flavor. But anywho, if you have any suggestions about how I should go about the beginner's video, let me know. So before we go, so the key lime pound cake, let me post a link to it again if you want to make it. This is a great recipe to make for Easter. You can't miss a lot of people with a lemony lime flavor. It's really good for people of all ages. If you have different ages of people coming over, of course, people love chocolate, but key lime is something good and it's something different. You like butter vanilla too? Okay, so I posted a link for the merch for Whip It Like Butter. I posted a link to the merch for Black People's Pound Cakes. I posted a link to where you can find me on all social media channels. And lastly, I posted a link to the recipe. Let me make sure I didn't miss any of y'all's questions. But if you have any other questions, y'all can just let me know. Um, I'm going to post the replay. It's going to be on YouTube, of course. I post it on all channels. So it'll be on YouTube. It'll be in the Facebook group, Black People's Pound Cakes, and it'll be in the Whip It Like Butter Facebook group. So just give me some time and I'll have it set up. You can virtually smell it. Y'all, this cake is good. And like I told you, I shouldn't be and that icing is starting to get a little solid. I shouldn't be eating anything with lemon or lime because I'm a little low key allergic. I usually, if it's something I'm not supposed to be eating, because I do a taste test at the end of all my YouTube videos, I just taste a little bit. A little bit won't hurt, will it? I'm not to the point where I have a like allergic reaction, but it makes me like itchy and irritated. But let me take a picture and post this cake to the group. I appreciate y'all joining me today. Thank you so much. I can't see your name. Somebody said it was fabulous. I appreciate y'all so much. I try to go live once a month. Oh, I try to go live once a month in Black People's Pound Cakes group. I like this format. It was good. Did y'all like it? Taste the bitter drill. I like this format. I think I'll do this for now. Stream on all of them, maybe even my personal page. So we'll have another live next month. I try to do around the middle of the month, maybe towards the end. Black People's Pound Cakes. We'll vote on the other month soon. Next month, we're having another virtual bake off. Last month, it was so awesome. We had a lot of fun. Gonna do it next month. Hopefully, we can do it every month. If you're interested in doing a bake off, let me know too. But I think that's all the announcements. Any other questions, like I said before, just let me know. And I'll see y'all next time.